Hi, this is Dani, and the channel is You and Me Living Free. I'm doing a van tour today. Everybody loves a van tour. It's a little windy in the beginning, but if you stick with me, I promise I'll do voiceover for the rest so you don't have to listen to the wind. Okay, I want to preface this van tour really quickly. This is after 6 weeks on the road. This is after a whole day away from town as I am boondocking. So this is not a glamorous van tour where someone's just built out this beautiful thing and then they say, look, this is where I will put my clothes and this is where I will put my food. This is like 6 weeks of mess and traveling every day and everything. And I'm showing you the whole thing. So let's get started. Here we have the outside of the van. This is how I set up for boondocking. I just have the screens in the front. I usually have the Reflectix on the side, but I'll show them to you in a minute. This is my mosquito netting. It's very cheap. I just double it over and use those ceramic magnets that I got, like 24 to a box, and ordered them on Amazon. They work great. This in the back is actually sold as a snow protectant cover for somebody's front windshield, but I have two, one for the back and one for the front when it's really hot, and it really works well to insulate the car. Since it was so windy, I put more magnets around to keep it flat, but it does fold into the back on the sides, so normally it stays in place just fine, but I add magnets whenever I need them for a little extra especially when it gets super windy. So we're just moving around. You see more mosquito netting. That just allows the breeze through the whole car and really helps a lot. So here's the driver's side. Down there I have my portable battery that I use. I take it on my hikes with me in case my phone dies and I can recharge my phone. And then those are the cords to charge my Jackery, and a pair of gloves because I'm always trying to pick up trash and leave things better than I found them. And so that's the driver's side. There's my mount, my little clip that mounts my cell phone. I take videos from that or just watch for directions. That's an activated charcoal little baggy thing that's supposed to help, beanbag thing, beanbag thing that's supposed to help with odor. And then you can see I just have this little bin that has, it's kind of like my junk drawer, just things I need to have handy when I'm driving. These are other things I need to have handy. I've got my cell phone charger. I've got a pair of earbuds, and down below I have a bag with some nail clippers and personal stuff. And then I have some money in the change purse with quarters for laundry and dollars for tools and things like that. I have my backpack with my laptop, and then there's my water bottle that I always keep handy, and the little cloth that I put over my cooler so that when the sun is beating down it just helps it stay a little protected. Let's take a peek really quick inside the refrigerator just because I think that is fun sometimes. I've got some extra Reflectix along the bottom, the sides, and the top to help keep it cold. Salsa, there's a beer down there. I have more drinks down in the bottom. I bought that little shelf at Walmart to keep my food out of the ice and out of the water. I've got some cookies and some cheese, onions, jelly, butter, cheese, some eggs back there. I have some summer sausage there, not summer sausage, salami, and some chipotle mayo, which I use to season kind of a lot of my food. So here's where I usually keep those mesh screens that I have on the windows right now. I also carry some deep woods off. If I'm in an area that has a lot of mosquitoes or a lot of flies, I spray the deep woods off sometimes around my doors or around a window or something so that it just keeps me from getting too many bugs in the van. There's a really good shovel. It folds out and everything. It's awesome. You know what that's for. And then here's my passenger side. Those are the Reflectix that I cut for the front windows. There's one for the driver's side, one for the passenger side because a lot of heat gets in that way. There's my dirty laundry. So you always want to see that, right? But what I do is, there's my laundry now that it's put in the bag. I keep my dirty laundry there. But from the back of the van, I throw my dirty clothes. I hit the glove box and they roll down there. And then the next time I get in the front of the van, I just put it in the bag. That I'm pointing to is my detergent and my dryer sheets. I keep them in my laundry bag so they're ready to go at any time. I keep other stuff that won't fit in the fridge sometimes up there because that's one of the coolest places in the car. And there's my other snow cover for the front of the car if it gets too hot. Boy, this is really talking fast for me. Okay, here's behind the passenger side. I made this bed myself. I have a whole nother video on the bed creation. That is 6 inches of memory foam, which is actually like 1.5 inches of firm, then soft, then firm, then soft, all alternated. It is so comfortable, you wouldn't believe it. My bed is a piece of plywood with a bunch of 2x4s, and it's very simple. These are my water bottles the water jugs that I use for my drinking water. They're 2.5 gallon instead of 5 because it's just easier for me to manage. And then I take the water from the big one, I put it into a gallon, and then I use the gallon for pouring my drinking water, for brushing my teeth and stuff. And then far to the left, I have my gray water. So that is, anything else, like when I brush my teeth or when I, have a drink with ice and it melts, I don't want to dump it out. So I put it in the gray water, and then I'll dump that when I get the chance when I'm back in town. So this is this side of the van. Okay, here's the main part when you're just coming in. And here is a quick look around, I guess. There's my toilet, which some of you wanted a better look at. I'm just giving you kind of a once over here. And so you can take a look, and then I'll go through everything kind of individually and give you some more detail. Little welcome mat, because you were always tracking in more than you think. This little tray I just bought since my last van tour, and it's been a great purchase because it's adjustable in every way. I can adjust this side higher, I can adjust that side higher, or I can tilt down and up. So it's easy to get flat even up if the surface is not flat. So it works great. I love it. I use it for cooking. I use it for charging my phone at night and everything. I love it. And then I still have room to get in and out. Okay. So here is my backpack, and I just have it on a carabiner, just open. It actually folds into its own little bag, and sometimes I'll fold it up, but when I'm using it almost every day like I have been lately, then I just keep it out like that to the side. This thing is a regular car organizer, fits on the back of a car on the back seat. And this is the stuff I use constantly. My sunscreen, my wipes, my toothbrush. That is a Sonic Care, and it stays charged longer than you would think, so it works really well on the road for me. Scissors, because I always have to have them handy, some bug spray, and my chargers, my tripod, my lip stuff. There's in the red is my first aid kit, and then another bag that folds into itself, which I use for everything. Here, down here is where I put, after I go to the bathroom, everything is double bagged, and I put it there. Even the holder is expandable, so I can pop it up, and it has a lid on it if I need it, which I don't right now, so I don't have a lid on it. But like I said, this is the real tour, so you're getting all the real stuff. There's my little tray holder that fits on the steering wheel of the car. I use that quite a bit. There's my Jackery under the bed. And in this first storage bin, we have all this stuff that I keep handy just to make sandwiches, to make snacks, peanut butter and jelly, napkins, silverware, cups, everything at my fingertips, where it makes it so nice and easy to use. I pull that out all the time. There's my little koozie that goes over my beer that we saw earlier in the cooler. So very handy. Love this little pull out, love this little drawer. I use it constantly. And the second little bin is for when I'm actually going to cook. There is my expandable thing that I use for dishes. There are my skillets and bowls and pans, my dish towels. I use all that. The back one, the toilet is kind of blocking it. So this is stuff I don't use very often, but if I'm getting ready to go into a hotel or I'm getting ready to go in and take a shower, there's my bag that I put everything into. That little blue bag is full of my toiletries. I have my towels for showering, my washcloths, and everything goes under there. In the far back, you've got my camp stove right there and a random bag that is just sitting there and shouldn't be. And then moving on up, I've got my bear spray. I just left bear country. I've been in bear country a lot of this trip. And then just a random cup that I take drinks and stuff in. Okay, here we go. Here's the back. And this is what it looks like when the top is up. Here's my camp chair that is too big, but it's so comfortable that I cannot get rid of it. Here's some food that I need just to be handy. There's some bread and some chips and nuts and stuff like that. And then my sleeping bag, which needs to be handy just in case it gets under a certain temperature and I need more than my little Sherpa blanket in there. Here's more food, like canned chicken and soups and stuff, like if my tortillas, so if I'm planning a meal, I get in there. Here's my backup bin of backup toilet paper, backup baggies, backup wipes, backup all kinds of stuff that I use all the time. And then underneath here, what do I have underneath here? Is just outdoorsy stuff. So I have like tarps and things like that. Here I have my cold weather clothes because I have been in Montana and Washington and it gets cold at night. Here's all my warm weather clothes. I keep underwear and socks and everything in this so that I can get that out first. Here is a little bit of a hodgepodge. Here's my hiking boots and my fan. I use these constantly, so they're on top. And then just some different stuff. I have a little bit of food in here. And then down here is what? Down here is my curtains that I sometimes put across the front and just things I don't use as often. And then in the very bottom is kind of like a little bag of project stuff. I have a bunch of tape, I have extra carabiners, I have things for projects that I'm doing, right? This is the curtain rod itself that I put up across the front. I'll show you those hooks and stuff in just a second. Actually, I put that at the end of the video for anyone who wants to see specifically how I hang my curtain if I'm trying to be stealthy. Here's a quick glance at another little organizer I have in the back. It's just kind of thrown here. I have other stuff that I kind of need to keep handy. You see my deodorant in the bottom, and I have my floss sticks. I have my coconut oil. I actually use that for lotion to condition my skin. And just those little everyday things I need to have kind of handy, I end up putting in here. There's one of those silver emergency blankets I can pull out and use if I get really cold unexpectedly. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep that organizer or maybe try to find a different place for it, but it's a work in progress. I'm going to do just a minute on the portable potty here that is collapsible and folds down because a lot of people on my last video asked me to see it a little more clearly. So here it is. This is how I use it. It has a nice little lid that's aerated. I could use it for a shower chair too. It folds down. All you have to do is pop that back out of that little hook thing. It's really easy when you're not just doing it with one hand trying to hold a camera. And so you can take the lid off and you can kind of see how this works. There's actually a little rim here around, and I have two bags. So there's the primary bag, and it is what I go into. And then I have a backup bag. So everything I do is automatically double bagged because I'm always paranoid about any kind of leak or anything. I've never had one with this system, even in the first bag, but hey, it never hurts to have it double. And I'm just gonna kind of lift that up and show you. You can't really see it, but there's a little lip. Anyway, it's really easy to put the bags in and everything. It works very well. I'll put a link of it. I'll put a link for it in the description so you can see my gear. Another thing people ask me about is this specifically. Okay, so these are two hooks that I got on Amazon. This is an adhesive back, and I put the hook this way, and you can see that since it hangs this way, and I have another one on the other side, that I hang that little white, that thin white curtain rod back there. I hang it across here when I'm trying to be stealthy, and then I have some blackout curtains from Walmart. Now, when it got super hot, these started to come off. So I think I need to reinforce them with some Gorilla Glue or something, but all in all, they work pretty well. So the van is always a work in progress. I'm always working on things. I'm always changing things. I'm adding things and taking things away. But for right now, it's working pretty well. It's served me well for over 6 weeks. And so let me know if you want any more detail on any of the other things. I have kind of taken that into consideration as I did this tour, as other people have already asked me. So try to answer your questions. And I quit my job about 5 months ago, and I've been traveling around in this camper van. So if you want to follow the journey, that'd be awesome. I would love to have you. And thanks for watching another video. I'll catch you next time. I forgot one little section. This is where I usually set my toilet. This is where my bag is for my toilet paper and my extra bags. This is nice and convenient. Just held it up with the carabiner, and so it works really well. Then I put my regular trash here and hook it on that little thing. And especially when it's not so full, it's not that big of a deal to have them both right there. Very handy. And like I said, this is full because I'm on the road and I haven't had anywhere to throw it away. And then here's my fire extinguisher, and then those are my little envelopes that are actually shipping envelopes. They're pink, but that's what I use for my number 2. After I've double bagged it, I put in one of those, and it helps so much with the odor you would not believe. And if you don't want to hear about that, then I'm sorry. Here's another little area I forgot to do because it's hidden. So of course you can see I put my Reflectix here behind the seat belt, and that works really well. Down here, I just have a couple things that are standing up. This is a nice expandable folding table that I got at Walmart. And then here's a big cutting board in case I need it. Here is a big shower slash bathroom tent if I need it. And then behind here is my Jackery solar panels that are expandable in case I need it for the sun. But usually I'm driving enough because I travel almost every day and don't stay in one place more than a couple days usually. So I haven't been using my solar panel. I've just been charging while I drive. And I just have the Jackery 240. I use it for fans, cell phone, and my computer, and that's it. And it works. It's more than enough, and it's a beautiful thing. Goodness gracious, I think now I am finally actually done. If you made it this far, you deserve a medal. Thank you so much for being here. I'll catch you next time.